What if I told you that I built this card visual in under 5 minutes in Power BI and you could too? And not only that, I'm going to show you how I did it. So let's get started. We're going to build this product slicer with just two things. One, our product images, and two, the new tile slicer. In order to create the images, I stole some templates from the Microsoft Teams UI kit that they have freely available on Figma. And then I modified it so I can go ahead and I can add a product image into one of these card visuals. So here I have my shorts, and this is a mask. And if I wanted to switch this out for a different image, for example, I could just simply paste this in and drag the image down here. Just like that, I have a new card. Once I have this image ready with this Figma template, which I will provide you down in my video description, you can then just simply export this image to a ping and download it. Then all it takes is a quick Google search for base64 image converter, scrolling down, finding one, and then uploading the image that we just downloaded into it so we can get a base64 encoded string. Now that you have this base64 encoded string, you can now put it into Power BI. There's two different ways to do this. You can either put it into a Power BI measure, or you can put it into a Power BI table. Just a warning about putting it in the table, this base64 string is going to be really long. So in order to avoid image problems, you need to make sure that the entire string is making it into Power BI. I spent many a time banging my head against the wall, trying to make this work, and realized at the very end, I just simply didn't include the entire base64 string. So for that reason, I like to keep my images in measures. So here, for example, is a measure that I created for the joggers. I am appending the data image ping base64 text with my actual really long base64 string. One watch out, make sure whenever you're dealing with image URLs in Power BI, you are actually classifying them as image URLs. So after doing this for every single product that I want an image icon for, I now have a folder over here called images. And then I have a second measure called image select that's essentially just switching based on the product name, the image that is being returned. And just like that, it's now time to build our slicer. So what I did was I inserted in a tile slicer. For the field, I brought in product name. For the images selection, I brought in our new image measure, and I told it to set as a background and set our image fit to normal. For the callout values, I set the hover to turn to a light gray, and then I set the selected to be a bold. In order to get the text actually in the little white part of the buttons, I simply went in and set custom padding. So you can use padding to move the values up or down so they're appropriately placed. As you can see, if I make this a little bit bigger, I might need to adjust the text padding of these buttons. And that's it. Now you know how to create a product slicer that looks just as good as the one that I showed you at the beginning of this video. If you found this interesting and you want more Power BI tips like this, please consider subscribing. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about me, feel free to check out my LinkedIn link down below. Thanks for watching.